Hello, I am Sarah Ann Juckes and I'm the author of The Hunt for the Nightingale, which is a contemporary adventure following 9-year-old Jasper as he goes across the countryside searching for his missing sister and bird. Now, I'm here today to talk to you about some of my favourite book recommendations, and this has been really hard because there are so many brilliant books for children being published right now, and that I have whittled it down to my top 5. So top of the list is October by Katya Ballen. Now this is an amazing book that follows October as she migrates, she kind of moves from this forest area where she's lived with her dad for her whole life, and she knows the wilderness like the back of her hand, and it's so beautifully told, and you can really feel that crisp air and feel the warmth from the fire. And she finds an owl, a baby owl that is all on its own. And it really just kickstarts this process for her as she kind of moves from that foresty area to a city with a new parent as her dad is unfortunately hurt. And it's really just that kind of change of scenery there. And it's just so beautifully told. I really do recommend that you read that. Secondly is a new favourite of mine called Julia and the Shark by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. Now this is a beautifully illustrated book as well with her, and it's just got this beautiful yellow and black illustrations throughout of the whale and also this lighthouse and seabirds, and all the way through you are just so desperate to get to the end, but also you really don't want it to end because it's just so beautiful. And this is following Julia as her and her parents go to Scotland on a trip to try and find a really old shark that has gone through away. And and it's about Julia's mother and how her moods are changing, and also kind of coming to terms and trying to find this shark and coming to terms with mental health. And it's really beautifully written. I do fully recommend it. The third recommendation is a little known book called The Boy in the Tower by Polly Ho Yen. Now this is about a boy called Addy who lives with his mother in a tower block. And what I really love about this book, we have this kind of sense of claustrophobia because outside there are these alien plants that have taken over the world, and now Addy suddenly can't leave the tower. But meanwhile, his mum is suffering from agoraphobia rather, and she's afraid to go outside anyway. So it's all about how Addy finds this new community with the people around him in the tower, and it's a really beautifully told story full of characters that really will stay with you forever. My fourth recommendation is A Pocket Full of Stars by Aisha Bushby. Now this is a beautifully magical book about a girl who's had an argument with her mother, and then her mother slips into this coma, and Safi, who is a gamer and she loves video games, she goes into her mother's memories while she's in the coma, and she's able to get to know and appreciate her mother as a person as she kind of explores her mother's memories. And it's a really beautifully told story full of magic. My final recommendation is the brilliant A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, also by a idea from Siobhan Dowd. And if you haven't read it, it's a must read really. It's the voice of Connor in it is just so beautifully told, and it's about a boy who is struggling with his own feelings around his mother's cancer, and it kind of manifests itself as a monster in his garden that comes for him. So do check all of these book recommendations out, and do also pop into your local bookshop as well to see what other brilliant books have come out most recently. So I've been Sarah Juckes, and it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you.